Sound is important to me because I am aware of my surroundings when I can hear. I understand what I am feeling. Sound makes me feel more connected to the environment around me. My experience with sound has been a rough journey. In middle school, I was bullied a lot for my hearing, the way my voice sounded, if I pronounced something incorrectly, really anything that people could find to bully me about. The bullying made me feel very isolated, very alone.
I found out when Francesco was in kindergarten. The kindergarten teacher called me and she said that he did not pass the hearing test, but there was something that I needed to look into. I immediately called the doctor to do a hearing test.
After school, I'd go to the hospital a lot. We did a lot of testing on my hearing. We'd go in the sound booth. Oh, can you repeat this sentence? Can you repeat this word? Raise your hand whenever you hear a beep. We'd test that for hours and hours on end. I hated it. I just didn't enjoy my hospital experience.
I was witnessing doctors fighting with each other for opinions, but not providing me with answers. I kept telling the doctors that there was a problem. It was like always fighting, always going to a different doctor, searching for answers that never came. It took several years for them to arrive.
Kaiser Permanente was saying, hey, I need hearing aids. I don't need cochlear implants. They didn't even mention cochlear implants to us. When I was 6, is the earliest that I can remember having hearing aids. I could not hear to the fullest extent that I can now. I do not remember ever realizing, oh hey, these hearing aids are not working for me. I'm not hearing to the fullest extent, because I never knew how much a person was supposed to hear. My mom was researching other solutions for my hearing, and so we went to Stanford. The first visit they told us, you need cochlear implants.
It was like a questioning why Francesco didn't have the surgery earlier. And so we started that process that involved a lot of audiology tests, visits with ENT, even meetings with social worker, and told us that Francesco was definitely a candidate.
I had to have 2 surgeries for my cochlear implants. One, I couldn't really understand what was going on. I just knew I was going to have surgery. I didn't know the procedure, what was going to happen after.
I personally felt scared a little bit, but I trusted those doctors that I had met. It was a little bit different with Francesco's dad. He was more scared that if something went wrong, he would have lost his hearing entirely.
They put me under anesthesia and told me to count to 100, and I counted to 6 before I went to sleep. They cut my ear and they put a magnet inside my head.
We had to wait a minimum of 6 months from the first operation to the second, but it wasn't easy at the beginning. Francesco was hearing robotic noises.
When I got my cochlear implants, everything sounded like a robot. Everyone sounded like a robot. And then the more that I listened with my implants, the more I used them, the better I could hear and the more natural everyone seemed.
With the second implant, but we started seeing a big improvement, and today it's you know it's like a day and night. It's almost hard to remember what it was before.
The transition from hearing aids to cochlear implants made such a big difference, and I couldn't believe that I'd gone 6 years with hearing aids. Now I feel like I'm more aware of what's going on in the world. With hearing aids, it was like I'm in my little bubble and sound isn't coming in, and I wasn't aware of anything. With implants, the sound's coming into my bubble. I understand everything that's happening. What advice would you give to people who are considering getting cochlear implants or struggling with hearing loss? The advice I would give them is don't worry, don't be anxious. It's gonna be a journey. It's gonna take a little while to hear and learn how to hear. So be patient with the process. Technology can make a huge difference in your lifestyle, especially for someone with hearing loss, compared to when you can't hear. And then when you can hear with this technology, you're able to interact with everyone. It makes a big impact.